Hello guys. Now, have you ever been to an eatery before and the door opened on its own? Now, there's a principle in physics that explains that. Do you know what it is? Now, we are going to explain that in this series. Now, in this series, we are talking about the photoelectric effect. This is Jamb Physics 2015, and we shall be answering questions 16 to 20. Don't forget that if you learn something from this series, to click on like button. We have much content to send to you that will better help you destroy Jamb. Let's talk about question number 16. The photocell work on the principle of the what? Now, this is the principle that opens doors in eateries without you using the handle. As you approach the door opens automatically. Now, that is the principle of automatic door. It is that which makes the door open is called the photocell. You know, the word photo means light, and cell means something that sends light. It sends light and then it responds. And this is the way it works. This is the photocell. It can perceive light. So when light shines on it, it will become charged and then it will release electrons. And the electron will flow from the cathode, that from the negative part, and flow to the anode. And then the circuit will complete. And when the circuit completes, the door will sense it, boom, and the door will just open. That means when you are coming to the door, light is being the photocell will sense your shadow blocking the light and send what? Electrons that will press a button in the door, and the door will automatically open on its own. So this thing here is a photocell. It is light sensitive, and when it senses you coming, it produces electrons, and that electron will complete the circuit, make the current to flow, and then the door will open up for you before you reach the door. And then you just walk in and be wondering, why is it opening? It is just a photocell that senses you that is inside the door, and that is just it. And that is this: the emission of electron by incident radiation. It works by the principle of electron. When light shines on it, that's the incident radiation. It emits electrons, and that makes the circuit to become complete, and then the door open. And that is the answer to the question. Number 17 says, when an atom loses or gains a charge, it becomes what? An ion, an electron, a neutron, a proton. You know, the answer is very simple. Do you have any idea which one is correct? Now, actually, something that has charge, anything charged, is called ion. Now, ion, there are two types of ion. We have positive ion, that's the positively charged one, and we have negative ion, that's called anion. So the positive ion are called cation, and the negative ion are called anion. So something that is positively charged has less electron. That means it is deficient of electron. It is looking for electron. While that which is negatively charged has excess or more or surplus of what? Electron. So that means, if what I'm saying is that if something is negatively charged, like you have sodium, is the charge of sodium, of oxygen is -2. That means it has excess of 2 electrons. While the charge of sodium is +1. That means the oxidation number of sodium is +1. That means it needs 1 electron. So anything positive in science needs an electron, or it has less electron. While that which is negative has excess or surplus of electron, and the two of them are called ion. So anything with positive charge or negative charge is called an ion, and that is the answer for number 17. Let's check number 18 now. Which of the following characteristics of a wave is used in the measurement of the depth of the sea? Now, which one is used to measure the depth of the sea? Now, is it diffraction, reflection, refraction, or interference? Now, actually, let me show you a picture of that. This is a boat. Now, the sailors in the boat, they can know how deep this ocean is by sending wave. They will send sound into the water, and the sound will go deep down to the bottom of the sea and strike the rock. That's the ocean floor. When it strikes it, it will come back, it will bounce back, and there's a machine here that will read the sound. So the time it takes for the sound to travel, the time it takes for the echo to return back will be measured, and they will know how deep the ocean is. So that means it is simply by sending sound down to the bottom of the ocean, then it will reflect back. So the answer is reflection. This is the sound wave coming and bouncing back, and that phenomenon where wave bounce back is called reflection. So the principle is by reflection, and that's the answer to the question. You remember, the sound will come from here, it will be sent from here to the bottom. The sailors don't have to jump into the ocean and start traveling, and most oceans are very deep, they are extremely deep. So you don't have to travel deep down, you just have to send sound down, high sounding sound down to the bottom of the ocean, then it will reflect back, and then you have a machine here, a mechanism that will absorb the sound, and then will tell you how deep the ocean is. Full stop. So the principle works by reflection. It goes down and comes back with an echo. The echo is being taken in and then read, and you know how deep the ocean is. So it's by reflection, and that's the answer to the question. Number 19 now. Which of the following are produced after a clear fusion process? Now, what's fusion? Fusion is the process that has to do. It is a radioactive process, okay, that happens when two unstable nuclei produce one nuclide. What I mean is that two nuclei form one. When they fuse into one, that is called fusion process. That's nuclear fusion. It is like I say, two stones join to form one, and that one is massive. That is an example of nuclear fusion, and in the process of forming one, there's a release of energy. So that's what we have there. So that's what we have here. We have here deuterium and tritium. They fuse into one, and then energy is what released. It will form one, and then there's a release of what energy. This is called nuclear fusion, and that's what you also have here. Two fuse into one, and that is how. Even this is in fact how the sun is formed. Like stars come together to form the molar sun. So little ones, unstable stars, come together to form one mass, and that mass is nuclear fusion, and that is the answer. So the answer is therefore what? What is formed? One heavy nucleus, right? The two will form one heavy nucleus, and neutron is not formed, proton is not formed, but energy is also formed. So the answer is one and energy, one and V, and that makes option C the correct answer. One and V is what is formed in nuclear fusion, and that's the answer for number 19. Now number 20. Two similar kettles containing equal masses of boiling water are placed on a table. So you have kettles with boiling water, right? If the surface of one highly polished, and the surface of the other is covered with soot, which of the following observation is correct? The two kettles will cool down at the same time. That's a lie. Then you have kettles on the table with boiling water, and the bottom of one is covered with soot. What soot? The black particles you have on kettles when you put them on stove. No, when the fire is too much, it will form black dust on the kettle. That black particle is on one, and the second kettle is clear, is neat. There is no soot, there is no black spot. Okay, so now what will happen? The first option says that the two of them will cool at the same rate. That's a lie. The second one says the polished kettle cools down more quickly by conduction. The one without soot is polished. Will it cool down more quickly? Then C says the kettle covered with soot cools down more quickly because it is a good radiator of heat. Is that true? The kettle covered with soot cools down more quickly by the process of heat convention. Is that true? Now let's check it out. We have here. Now take note of this explanation. A black object absorbs all wavelengths of light and reflects none. That's why it appears black. So the reason why we can see black color is because color black absorbs heat. Consequently, black absorbs the most heat. So black, that kettle with soot is black. It absorbs more heat. A black body can emit black body radiation. So black body can also emit more heat because it can absorb more heat. It is an ideal emitter. So the kettle with black colored soot on its body, the black kettle will send out more heat, and therefore the water will cool faster. At every frequency, it emits as much or more thermal radiation energy as any other body at the same temperature. So it emits more heat. So the kettle covered with soot cools down more quickly by the process of heat convection. Okay, now that's actually not the best answer to that question. The best answer is C. The kettle covered with soot cools down more quickly because it is a good radiator of heat. Remember this, that it emits black bodies emit more heat. They emit as they absorb more heat. The opposite is that they can also emit out more heat, because as that means it can easily penetrate a body that is black. Okay, and that's just it. And therefore the answer is therefore C. The kettle covered with soot cools down more quickly because it's a good radiator of it. It releases heat more. It is not due to convection. It's not due to convection. It's not due to convection. It is due to radiation. And that is the answer for number 20. And that settles us for now. Now that brings us to the end of this video. Don't forget, if you learned something from this series, to click on like button. We have loads of content that will better help you understand physics. Until we see next time, guys, take care of yourself and bye for now.